Worksheet 1.5, if you haven't already found it, it's fine. Okay, let's start with this. They are all word problems. We want to go through them because these are the closest that we can do to make learning of simultaneous equation relevant to real life. Okay, so we start with reading the question. Sum, which means addition. Junwei and mother, so we know that the answer is going to be 60. Then now it says 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they are both younger, right? Okay, they are both going to be younger. Then we know that Junwei's mother was 3 times as old as Junwei. Okay, so calculate the present age. Now, in this entire question, there were no algebra given to me. So I will make my own. So I'll say Junwei, let it be X, mother, let it be Y. So we will do this, right? Let Junwei age be X. Let Junwei's mother's, there's going to be a lot of apostrophes, age be Y. So I have 2 different statements. These are declaration statements. As I said before, these are very important to do. But sometimes in exam, when you are out of time, this is something that you can sort of skip as long as you do something like this. Right? In your question, you tell me this one is going to be X, that one is going to be Y. I sort of understand. I think I'm okay with that. But the statement, if you can write, is the best. Okay, so let's work on the first one. Sum of ages, X plus Y is 60. Yeah. Declaration. D-E-C-L-A-R-A-T-I-O-N. So these are declaration statements. I declare that this is X, I declare that this is Y. Okay? So X plus Y is 60. This one nobody will have issues with. This is the second statement. It's 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, how old is Junwei? X minus 2. Very good. So X minus 2. And then if I... Oh wait, that's Junwei, right? So if I now multiply by 3, I should get the mother's age, Y. Does that make sense? Is that correct? Okay, I'll pause. Let me repeat, okay? What I'm doing here is this. 2 years ago, Junwei is X minus 2. I multiply by 3 because the mother was 3 times older, right? In order to get the mother's age. Correct or wrong? Why? Wrong. Very good. This is wrong because we are talking about 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, it cannot be that Junwei is younger than the mother is not younger, right? Everyone is going to be younger. So X minus 2 times 3 has to be Y minus 2. Now this equation is actually not yet simplified. And I can simplify it further. So I'm going to do that before I label. So how do I simplify before I label? Well, the first thing I take note of is the fact that this is multiplication. So I do a expansion. So I can do 3x minus 6 is the same as y minus 2. Now, I want to move the minus 2 away, bring to the left hand side. 3x minus 6 plus 2 will be y, which means I can write y equals to 3x minus 4. This I label as equation 2. Why do I do this? What do you all think I'm going to do? Elimination or sub? Sub, very good. So when we make y the subject of formula, clearly the next thing I want to tell my examiner is I want to sub. So I sub 2 into 1. I only got 2 equations, so it has to be sub 1 into the other one, right? Okay, so substitute equation 2 into equation 1. X plus 3x minus 4 is 60. X plus 3x is 4x. Bring the minus 4 over is plus. Divide both sides by 4. X is actually 16. Now, I know that x is 16. And actually, right, I'm done. Do you all know that this question didn't ask me to solve a simultaneous equation? If I zoom out, the question says, find Junwei's present age. Do I need to find y? No, right? The question only asked me for Junwei, which also means I only need to find x, right? Because I only care about him. So I can actually stop here. You don't need to go on to find y. You can stop here and say Junwei is 16 years old. When you are done. We answer the question. We don't waste time and effort. Okay. Are we okay with this? Then now we answer the next question. The age of Junwei's mother when he was born. Now, we only found x, we didn't find y. So now I need to find y. I need to know what the mother's age is, right? So I will now write down y is equal to 3 times 16 minus 4. 3 times 16 is 48, so this is 44. So the mother is 44 years old. She is 44 years old now, and her son is 16 years old. So what's the age of the mother when he was born? So I minus, right? Very good. So 44 minus 16, 28, that's the answer. The mother gave birth at the age of 28, which according to Singapore's current survey, this is very young. Yes, I have a question at the back. No more, okay. Any other questions? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay, I move on. If you need more time to copy later, then you copy from my OneNote, okay? Make a note to refer later so that I can save some time here. Now, this one, hopefully you are done. Anyone done it already? Done already? Okay, good. I will now go through, then you check. When I go through and I want you to check, I want you to make sure that your annotations are the same as mine. I want you to make sure that you tell me what you are actually doing. Okay? Okay, let's start. In 5 years' time, Li Ting's father will be 3 times as old as Li Ting. So this is going to be plus 5, right? Because 5 years' time. Then 4 years ago, that's going to be minus 4. Father was 6 times as old as her. Find their present ages. So in this question, I need to find 2 age, which means I should write down. Let Li Ting's age be X. Let Li Ting's father's age be Y. So these are present age. These are understood. Let's write the first equation. 5 years time. So X plus 5 is Li Ting's age. We know that the father is going to be 3 times as old. So then I'm going to multiply by 3. Then this will be equal to, Li Ting's father's age, right? So that will be Y plus 5. No need bracket, I guess. Like I said, this one is not simplified. So maybe we simplify first, then we can sub later. So let's do expansion. And then at the same time, the minus 5 can bring over. Okay? So 3x plus 15 minus 5 is y. I can now write down that y is 3x plus 10. Equation 1. Okay? Now we are going to deal with the second sentence now, 4 years ago. So 4 years ago will be x minus 4 and y minus 4. So 4 years ago, x minus 4. The father was 6 times as old as her. So if I multiply by 6, I will get the father's age, y minus 4. Is this okay? I label this equation 2. Now some of you must be thinking, just now you say simplify then label. Then how come now you don't even need to simplify? You straight away label. Anyone has an answer? Anyone has an answer? Because I already have equation 1, thank you. Because I already have equation 1, equation 2 doesn't need to be simplified. I just substitute straight away. Okay, like I said, save time, save effort. So we will sub 1 into 2, and we get 6x minus 4 equal to 3x plus 10 minus 4. I don't really need actually don't need a bracket there, since it is not multiplied by anything. So if you didn't write the bracket, that's fine. But if you wrote it, also okay. Now we expand. So we have 6x minus 24. On the right hand side, I simplify. 10 minus 4 is 6. Then I will do some rearrangement. 6x minus 3x is the same as 6 plus 24. So 3x is 30, which means x is 10. So Li Ting is only 10 years old, very young. Why you laugh? 10 years old, very young, right? No? Huh? Oh, I see. Li Ting is very young. Okay, now we are going to find the father's age. So we're going to sub x equals to 10 into equation 1. Right? And when we do that, we will have the father's age as y equals to 3 times 10 plus 10. So the father is 40 years old. Very fast? Okay, it's okay. I didn't want to say it, but since you said it, if you had done your homework, I'm not fast. Yeah. Even if I didn't say do this as homework, if you done your self-study, it wouldn't be too fast because you have worked through it already. Yeah, I'm going to pause the video for a short while, then we will continue with the next one. Okay, so now we look at the next question. It's a bunch of numbers, right? 11 adults, 5 children, $280. 14 adults, let me highlight in a different color. 14 adults, 9 children, 388. So clearly, the adult and the children, they pay different price. Okay? So now what I want to do is I want to do a declaration. Let the price of adult ticket be X dollars. Then I can do the same for the children. So let the price of children ticket be Y dollars. So now that I know how much they each cost, I can write down the yellow highlighted one. 11 adults plus 5 children is $280. I don't need dollar sign at all because they all have the same unit. I can now do the blue one. 14 adults, 9 children is 388. This is the first two equations I have. Before I proceed, I'm going to give you a suggestion. Solve by elimination. And the reason why you should use elimination and not substitution is because 11, 5, these are prime numbers. Which means that if you try to make one of them the subject of formula, you will have a weird fraction on the right hand side. If you try to make x the subject of formula, let me shortcut it, I show you. If you make x the subject of formula, your right hand side looks like this. Which is very weird and difficult to manipulate. High chance of making careless mistakes. So instead of doing this and substituting fractions into the next equation, I rather you don't do that. What I rather you do is to use elimination. So what you can do is to ask yourself, 5 and 9, what is the common multiple? 45. You can use 45. That's right. And that will be very efficient. Okay? I pause the video here to give you more time. Actually, you know what? I will pause the video, but I will write down my answer so that you can check after. Yeah? Okay, next question. So the next one, we have to deal with fractions. If 1 is added to the numerator and to the denominator, the value obtained is 3 over 5. Now, does this mean that the fraction is 3 over 4? It doesn't, huh? Because 4 over 5, yes, it could have come from 3 over 4. It could also have come from another fraction that when you plus 1 to the numerator and plus 1 to the denominator, you can simplify and get 4 over 5. So an example could be 7 over 9. And let me just show you. 7 over 9. If I plus 1 and plus 1, I will get 8 over 10. Divide by 2, divide by 2, I get 4 over 5. So the answer is not just 3 over 4. This is one possible answer. This is also possible. There are many more because there are a lot of equivalent ratios. Alright? Equivalent fractions. Now I erase my example and I want to move on to the next line. I use a different color. If 5 is subtracted from the numerator and from denominator, this is now half. By now you realize the answer is not just 6 over 7, which is your favorite number. It could be something else that after you minus 5 can be simplified. Okay? So let's write the fraction. Let the fraction be, thank you, x over y. This is most important. Let the fraction be x over y. So now I got two things to find, the numerator and the denominator. But let's write down the statements first. That's fine, that's correct. X over y is, x is numerator, y is denominator. So let's write the first statement, the one in yellow. X plus 1 over y plus 1, I actually get 4 over 5. Now some of you have learned this. I mentioned it last year and I said that this is the butterfly method. Do you all remember? Numerator cross over to the denominator on the other side of an equation is the same as denominator cross over to the numerator. So I draw this butterfly looking thing. The next line I write is this: x plus 1, 5 equal y plus 1, 4. These are brackets, which means they are multiplied. Now since they are multiplied and they are brackets, do I expand? I expand, right? Yeah. So I do an expansion. 5 goes to x, 5 goes to 1. Same thing for the other side. 4 goes to y, 4 goes to 1. Moving on, 5x plus 5 must be 4y plus 4. I can simplify this. So 5x minus 4y equal minus 1. I label this as 1. I hope you all know why I do this. I didn't make x or y the subject of formula because I am trying to solve by, what do you all think I'm trying to use? Elimination or substitution? Elimination. If I wanted to solve by sub, I will make x or y the subject of formula. Make sense? But I choose to leave it as 5x and 4y. Actually, my thought process very easy, very straightforward one. 5 is a prime number. If I try to make x a subject and I divide by 5, on the right hand side I got fraction. I don't like to deal with fraction. So I try not to use fraction. Is that okay? Yeah? So I do the blue color now. X minus 5, y minus 5, it will become half. So same thing, we do the butterfly thingy, and now it will become 2x minus 10 equal y minus 5. Now the denominator y minus 5, when you multiply by 1, is no need to expand. So that's why I know straight away it's like this. So now I look at this and I realize that, hey, just now I wanted to do elimination, but this y can help me do substitution very easily. Am I correct? I don't even need to do any more multiplication. So now I change plan. I'm going to move the 5 away so that I now have 2x minus 15 equal to y. I can now do a substitution because I have y as the subject of formula. For those of us who need to see in the proper way, I rewrite it. This is equation 2. I zoom out a bit, I can now solve. Some of you have not learned this yet, but I hope you have observed me do it enough. I like to present my working from top to bottom. I don't write my statements left, right, left, right. I write them line by line, top, bottom. And I always keep to the left side of the page. Because when I run out of space, I then do this, arrow. The arrow tells the examiner what you should read next. So what should the examiner read next? Substitute 2 into 1. This is proper annotation, proper presentation. Okay? Copy. Yeah? So we present properly. We now have 5x minus 4, 2x minus 15 equal to negative 1. I'm going to expand. Take note of the negative sign, please. This is tricky. Minus 4 to 2, minus 4 to minus 15. It actually gets you negative 8x and positive 60. Now we solve. Negative 3x, negative 61. Hey, did I make a mistake anywhere? The number looks weird. Wait, let me check whether or not I made a mistake. It's very weird if the x is a fraction, right? So that's why I'm trying to find out if I made a mistake.
It's 59.
59? How come? Supposed to be?
60 plus
421. Yes. Raylan? 2x minus 10 equal y minus 5. Oh, you are right. When I bring the minus 5 over, it should be plus 5. So it's not 15. Thank you. So this is actually just 5. Thank you, Raylan. So 2x minus 5 is what I sub, which means this is like that. And then after that, I need to do some correction here. This is 20. So this is negative 21. And now it makes sense that x is 7. Because x is a numerator, right? The numerator shouldn't be a fraction. Do you understand? Oh, that's how I catch my own error. See, it can happen to you too. Now that I know x is 7, I now sub it back. So sub x equals 7 into equation 2. And I have y equal to 2 times 7 minus 5, which is 9. So what is my fraction? Therefore, x over y is 7 over 9. Which, like I said earlier on, is not 3 over 4. Right? It was indeed 7 over 9. Plus 1, 8 over 10, then became 4 over 5. Minus 5 becomes 2 over 4, then becomes half.